Contractor began work on September 5th. Project is pretty much complete. They have met the substantial completion requirements. They were on site yesterday working on punch list items. And we'll be out there today to sweep the pavement. There are a few miscellaneous items that remain and are anticipated to be completed by next week. So when that's done, I'm currently scheduling a final walkthrough inspection for next week on Thursday. So I believe they should have all those things done by then. I do have one pay estimate on that project. Now it's on the screen, I see. And I would recommend payment to Central Specialties for pay estimate number 3 in the amount of $532,522.05.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve pay estimate number 3 on the Golf Course Road in the amount of $522,522.05 to Central Specialties.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Dalzell, second by Commissioner Kleeman to approve pay estimate number 3 in the amount of $532,522.05 to Central Specialties for the Golf Course Road. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, is this the county's full amount that we're paying? Because isn't the city paying for part of it?
Yeah, it's broken down in the payment application that I
Okay.
send to Lori.
I think we're paying the whole thing and then they'll reimburse.
Oh, they're
Yeah, that's how
reimbursing.
the deal
Okay.
is, and
That
it's
was the
broken
agreement.
down in here. So in this particular one, the Dunn County's portion is like 277,000. Kildeer's is 305.
Okay. Thank you.
Any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes, motion carried.
And then the only remaining payments that'll be on that project is, there's a few minor items and then the retainage. So it'll likely all be in the final estimate, which may be the next commission meeting, maybe the one after that, depending on how soon they get those done and final acceptance is met, so. The other thing I was gonna do was send a picture for the project, and I forgot to do that yesterday, so I apologize, but if you haven't been out there, I think it really turned out nice. It's a good, really nice road out there to the course that I think
It is nice.
everybody will appreciate having up there in the parking lot and everything, so.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Some updates for you as well. Start out on 2nd Street Northwest and 84th Avenue Northwest. So the contractor continues working on the project. If you recall, at the last commission meeting, they had some subcut areas to repair on 2nd Street. Those ones are finished and the county's currently graveling out there. They should be done here in the next day or two. Terry, I'm not sure if you've been talking to Elvin about that or not, but they're wrapping up 2nd Street. County's resumed, I've already said that. Contractor estimates 84th Avenue Northwest should be finished in about 2 weeks, and that's when Dunn County can start graveling on that end as well. They still have some pretty work to do out there, but again, it's quite different from what it used to be. It's a pretty neat project out there. We've compiled pay request number 8 and recommend payment in the amount of $73,468.89.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we pay request number 8 for 2nd Street and 84th in the amount of $73,468.89 to Great Tech.
There's a second.
A second.
Motion made by Commissioner Pelton, second by Commissioner Dalzell to approve pay estimate number 8 in the amount of $73,468.89 to Gray Tech Construction on 2nd Street Northwest and 84th Avenue Northwest. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Next project, 117th Avenue Southwest. That was Bronco's project. They're currently working on the final stages. All that remains is some minor grading and seeding. And as such, we prepared pay request number 2 in the amount of $106,909.22, and we recommend payment.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we pay request number 2 in the amount of $106,909.22 for 117th Avenue Southwest to Barranco.
Is there a second? Second. Motion made by Commissioner Pelton, second by Commissioner Kleeman to approve pay estimate number 2 in the amount of $106,909.22 to Bronco Brothers on 117th Avenue Southwest. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes, motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 14th Street Southwest. So the contract was awarded to Edward Schwartz. We have received the agreement and the accompanying documents, and we're waiting for the contractor to request a pre-con. We've had some preliminary discussions with them, and they still plan on installing the box culvert sometime in November. Also got a hold of Old Castle, who is the manufacturer of the box culvert. They're saying that it should be completed in the next week or two. Once we hear more from Schwartz as far as when they want to start, they'll request a pre-con and we'll move forward with that. So, any questions on 14th? Okay, hearing none. 119th Avenue Southwest. We've been collecting right away on the project and we're doing final utility coordination. We'd anticipate completing right away by the next commission meeting, and depending on the utility company responses, complete that as well. And once we have that finished, we'll begin advertising for the bid of the project yet this year. I haven't been able to get a hold of the in-laws yet. Commissioner Dalzell, I've tried and left a couple messages, but I haven't heard back. So, any questions on her 19th? No. Okay. So 99th Avenue Southwest, again, that's the culturally sensitive one. We're still working with Beaver Creek and cultural to avoid the cultural impacts on the project. We assume that once 119th is out the door here, we'll be able to wrap that one up too and get that bid in short order. Any questions on 99th? Okay, moving along. So Manning, we've conducted another meeting with Southwest Water on the water infrastructure improvements, and we're navigating through the easement requirements. We were required to provide or requested to provide an exhibit showing Southwest Water's easement impacts on local landowners prior to moving forward. And we're in the process of completing the exhibits as requested. Commissioner Marsh, I actually talked with Brian in our office today, and he thinks he'll have that wrapped up today. So,
Perfect. Thanks.
sure. Any questions on Manning? Okay, last but not least, on the 2025 projects, everything is pretty much the same update for all three. Everything's going smoothly and as anticipated, and we're moving forward with the preliminary design. So, questions on any of those? Mr. Chairman, I did leave some pay requests for you. I can get them for me later at the break, but that's all I have. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darren.
Mr. Chairman, good morning,
Good
Commissioner.
morning.
Morning.
Okay, I'd like to start with 26th Street construction project. Common X, topsoil and culvert installation are all done with an estimated project completion of 90%. Seeding is to begin this upcoming Friday. County is about half done hauling gravel and it's looking really nice. We have prepared progressive estimate number 4 and are recommending payment to Halibichuk Construction in the amount of $212,102.01.
Mr. Chairman, I move we pay Halibichuk Construction, pay estimate number 4 in the amount of $212,102.01 on the 26th Street project.
There's second.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Dalzell, second by Commissioner Marsh to approve pay estimate number 4 in the amount of $212,102.01 to Halibichuk Construction on 26th Street Southwest. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing on roll call vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, motion carried.
Okay, thank you. We expect number 5 in 3 weeks to be the final estimate pending some erosion control installation and a couple of punch list items, but all in all, looking really good. Any questions on 26? Okay, on to design. Still waiting on some of the major businesses to comply on 109th Avenue. We are still targeted for a bid opening date of December 18th, 2024. Okay, 27th Street. The one remaining property from which we need easement is now split in two due to some legal stuff. We are communicating with both parties and we'll keep the board informed as the situation progresses. One of those properties is now up for sale. So we're trying to get the owner to sign away the easement before it goes to sale. Plans and reports are with the Corps for their review. We will be reviewing plans with Superintendent Lim this afternoon and are still on track to meet our targeted bid date of December 18th. Any questions on those two projects? Okay, on to 82nd South segment. Digital design is complete. We are in plan production phase. Temp easement descriptions are being written and landowner talks continue. We have submitted our 404 application and will be reviewing the plans today with David. Bid opening is currently targeted for February 5th, 2025. And on north segment, corridor design continues. We will meet with David today to review some archaeological avoidance options. We have targeted a core application submittal date of November 20th with a bid date of March 19th, 2025. Any questions on 82nd? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning.
Sorry, you're stuck with me today. Jeremy's out getting easements, meetings set up, so I'll be pretty quick. Construction projects, 7th Street, Charlie's Pass. Talked with Martin Construction. They're still kind of working on some punch list items, but I'd anticipate a final inspection and final estimate on that coming soon. The 108 dam, that's with Martin Construction as well. That's through the DOT. They also have a few punch list items they need to finish up out there, but I would imagine a final estimate and inspection coming up soon on that as well. The bridge replacement on 25th Street, the work is completed out there. We had final inspection, everything's good. We have the final estimate submitted today. We are recommending pay estimate number 6, which is a final estimate in the amount of $6,170.02.
Chairman, I move that we pay estimate number 6 in the amount of $6,170.02 for the 25th Street Bridge replacement to Wilson Construction.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Pelton, second by Commissioner Kleeman to approve pay estimate number 6, which is the final pay estimate in the amount of $6,170.02 to Wilson Construction on the 25th Street Bridge replacement. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote.
Yes.
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 Yes, motion carried.
Moving on to the next project, 91st Avenue, we were able to get all the quantities finalized up with Schwartz Construction. They were able to finish up all their punch list items and good on the final inspection. We are recommending final estimate, pay estimate number 6 in the amount of $32,243.95.
That's the final.
Yep.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we pay the final pay estimate on 91st Avenue in the amount of $32,243.95.
There's a second.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Dalzell, second by Commissioner Marsh to approve pay estimate number 6 and the final, that would be the final pay estimate in the amount of $32,243.95 to Schwartz Construction on 91st
We don't-
Avenue. Is there any discussion?
Have you been out on there?
Yeah, I was out when they had all that kind of straw issue and everything out there. I was out there
It
when,
looks like we might have to do some reseeding. Do they have to do that or was that on us next year? Or is it-
I've kind of seen that both, it kind of depends on what the conditions are when the seed goes in, because I've kind of seen that both ways. If, if they failed to install the
It's
seed
dry.
correctly,
It's dry.
but I can't make it rain.
I mean, then we might have to reseed part.
Yeah, speaking with Terry and David this week, I think that might be the case for a few projects next spring, just because of how dry it's been.
Any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes. Yes, motion carried.
Craig asked Riley, they were talking about the 91st final estimate. And Craig asked Riley about, there's some areas that need to be reseeded out there, and asked Riley whose responsibility it is.
Okay. Moving on to the
Your
Jensen
mics.
Brothers projects, 104th Avenue and First Street Southwest. Jensen Brothers, they did some work this weekend, cleaning up some of that topsoil.
Where is it located at?
We'll have some rock to pick and kind of few minor issues around some pipe and stuff to clean up, but I would, talking with them, they're planning on jumping over to that after they're done with 105th Avenue and finishing that up. So I think a final inspection will be coming up on that soon as well. 110th Avenue with Jensen Brothers Construction, things are starting to wrap up out there. Majority of the work is done. They're just down to kind of topsoil and cleaning up the project type work. We do have a pay estimate for them. We are recommended pay estimate number 5 in the amount of $673,921.34.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we pay estimate number 5 in the amount of $673,921.34 for the 110th Avenue to Jensen Brothers.
Is there a second? Second. Motion made by Commissioner Pelton, second by Commissioner Kleeman to approve pay estimate number 5 in the amount of $673,921.34 to Jensen Brothers Construction on 110th Avenue from First Street Southwest north 1.5 miles. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Marsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Dolzall,
yes,
Commissioner Kleeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton.
Yes.
Commissioner Beener.
Yes, motion carried.
And our last project to talk about is 114th Avenue with Bronco Brothers. They're starting to wrap things up out there too. Sounds like we might be doing a final inspection next week on that project. Right now, we are recommending pay estimate number 6 in the amount of $738,175.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we pay estimate number 6 for 114th Avenue in the amount of $738,175 to Bronco Brothers.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Pelton, second by Commissioner Kleeman to approve pay estimate number 6 in the amount of $738,175 to Bronco Brothers on 114th Avenue. Is 114th, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Marsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Dolzall,
yes.
Commissioner Pelton,
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Beener.
Yes, motion carried.
That was the updates I had for you today. I don't know if you had any questions for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Terry, do we have any utility permits or anything else?
On the 30th of October, they're gonna have a roadway safety. They're gonna host it at the Kilder Shop. And I guess it would be interested to see if you guys entertain the motion to provide lunch for them when they have that.
How many people roughly?
I think up to 30, it says
Oh, okay.
30 to 35 with the instructor, I suppose.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the county provide lunch for the roadway safety training, the Killdeer Shop on October 30th. Is that right?
Correct.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Dalzell, second by Commissioner Kleeman to approve paying for the dinner for the roadway safety for local agencies on October 30th at the Kilder Road Shop. Any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Marsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Dalzell,
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton,
Yes.
and Commissioner Kleeman.
Yes.
Commissioner Beener.
Yes, motion carried.
And then just a reminder, next week is the road conference in Sioux Falls where we're sending a few guys, so. And I guess there's just a few utility permits here. We don't have no one to bring them up, so.
Just one company or is there multiple?
No, different ones. There's different ones. There's one from McKenzie. Just south of Highway 200 out west of Kilder by Klotz. And they're gonna go underground. It's, part of it's in the easement, but the road was just redone, so that should be fine. And one from Bridger Pipeline. That's down south by Bob Steffens. It's steel gas line. And then Marathon on 94th Avenue. For pipeline, it's kind of east of Craig's place up there. Another one for Marathon for,
Same pipeline?
yeah, a different one. They're just tying in the wells. This one's east of Larry Knitt's Figs. And another one for McKenzie, south of Highway 200. To continue on with the first one.
Underground.
Nope, that one's above ground.
And that you guys recommend approval?
Yep, we recommend approval on all those.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we go ahead and pay the utility, or approve the utilities as presented.
There's a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Pelton, second by Commissioner Kleeman to approve the utility permits. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Anything else, Terry?
Nope, that should cover us here.
Hey, thank you. Commissioner Marsh, would you like to talk about the camera?
Sure. So the last meeting, Sally talked about replacing the camera for the coroner's office. So she met with Kirk and he identified a Nikon Z50. And so I would make a motion to approve $1,500 to purchase a replacement camera for the coroner's office.
I'll second.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Marsh, seconded by Commissioner Pelton to approve the camera of $1,500 for the coroner. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Marsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Dalzell,
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton,
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Beener.
Yes, motion carried. Okay, Commissioner Dalzell, could we talk about the West River Transit?
Okay, I think you all have the application that they sent in. I had a email from Carol Anderson. She's the director of West River Transit. And they are needing more funding to provide the busing transportation. Right now, I believe it's 6,000 that we contribute to West River Transit, but they're having difficulty hiring drivers, and they would like to provide more services to Dunn County. So they're requesting $10,000 additional. So, and I know she's got some information attached to her application.
there any discussion?
The other thing, I mean, it's not just senior citizens, that's open to anybody that wants to. I mean, Bob could get on the bus and go to Bismarck shopping. Like,
Been there, done that.
So-
That's the total amount for what they want this year then, or is that on top of what they got?
This would be on top of the senior citizen amount that we totally get reimbursed for,
Okay,
through the state, through, the senior mill levy. We don't levy for the senior mill, but they will reimburse 100% up to 87.5% of the value of 1 mill, which right now would be around 75, 80,000. So I guess I would move that we approve the $10,000 grant to West River under federal mineral royalty monies. It's a public service
Eh.
expense.
Is there a second?
second.
Motion made by Commissioner Dalzell, second by Commissioner Kleeman to approve $10,000 to West River Transit from the federal mineral royalties. Is there any discussion?
How far do they actually go, Trace? Do they go to Bismarck?
They'll
They
do
do.
trips to Bismarck, Dickinson.
Do they go to like to Fargo or anything, like for appointments or anything like that?
I don't believe I couldn't answer that, but that would take them out of, almost overnight or,
Yeah, I
so,
know they go to Dickinson quite a,
Yeah.
they used to.
yeah, you see them a lot on the
Yeah.
road.
Okay.
Is there any further discussion? Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Marsh?
Yes.
Commissioner Donaldson?
Yes.
Commissioner Bolt?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, motion carried.
So Commissioner Beener, I think there's are you?
A
Just
second
sign-
one.
sign-
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Is there a second one on that?
yeah, I second it.
No, I mean, we received two applications. I have two of them in front of you. Do you know anything about the other one?
It's an
Is that-
infrastructure grant.
What's
Is that
that?
for
Oh,
something different?
that's something different, I believe, isn't it?
I get, yeah. We just got it this morning, so I don't know if anybody's had an opportunity to. look
West
at it.
River, or is that different?
No, it's not West River. I don't.
Okay, then I'll figure that out.
Okay.
Okay.
We need to look at that closer.
Mr. Kleeman,
Quite a bit.
we
Oh,
we have
yeah.
time to talk about the Bice
I
letter?
guess this is from Mrs. Kissinger. Bice's lawyer called and wanted to know, they contacted me and asked why there wasn't a contact back after we turned down their proposal. They were wondering if we got it and what we did, and I said we turned it down, so they were just wondering how come they never got a response.
It was just a quick, that we did receive it, and
What they
the
what?
response was what we did at the meeting.
You did send them a response?
So that was the response that we did at the meeting.
Yeah, you didn't send a letter to them and tell them that we turned it down?
No, I sent that over to the insurance agency. So
Oh,
I can
okay.
check with the insurance.
Insurance company then got it.
Then
Okay,
they
because they,
Yeah,
I had no idea.
no, that's fine.
Thank
And
you.
I can contact them after just to kind of let them know. Assume that they may have been contacted by them.
Okay.
Already, but I can follow up on that for you. So-
Yeah. They just called and asked, so I,
Okay.
We probably gonna have to take a break. I don't see any bells. Yeah, we'll take a break until 10.
Okay.
We don't have the vouchers yet, do we?
no.
I don't know. And Luann?
Good morning, Commissioners and Chairman.
Morning.
I just wanted to bring to your attention that it is almost time for Veterans Day, and last year the council, or excuse me, Board of Commissioners signed a resolution in support of Operation Greenlight, which is a national initiative supporting veterans, and that runs from November 4th through November 11th. So I'll be working with Luann and Will to put up green lights again, and Luann will getting some stuff out there on our social media.
Yes, we're gonna do posters. Well, I'll do printed posters and we'll distribute them throughout the county as well as on our social media platforms. And we are going to hopefully get 200 residents to agree to put a light bulb up. And we'll get them all over the county. I know Will and Mike are planning on doing the buildings, so we should have a good, and then last year I did a video on afterwards when everything was lit up at nights, and that went really well. It was well received in the county, so
Really nice.
to recognize, our veterans. And so that's it.
Just wanted to make you aware.
So do you need any funds or buy green lights for people?
I always need money. No, I'm just teasing. No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I do have a question. So if someone was wanting a green light, they could just contact.
Absolutely get a hold of me, and I'll put that out on Facebook too, so that people can see it, but I'll also have it on the posters.
Okay.
And I have got that list down to there's about a list of 72 businesses in Dunn County that I get posters up in, and I will get those all up, so they should have the information, they can contact us.
Make this clear so everybody understands. If they want a light bulb, we are gonna provide
Right.
the light bulb.
And I think it'd be a wonderful problem if all,
200 were gone.
200 were gone. That'd
Just
be a
that way
great
people-
issue. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
way people understand that they don't have to go find, we'll provide the light. bulb.
Yes, if they have light bulbs, I still see some people have light bulbs, but if not, they can call me or message me, and yes, they can get a light bulb to us.
Thank you very much.
So do we
Thank
need a
you.
new resolution?
No,
Oh,
that's good
that
for.
Yep.
one good for,
You signed it last year. I might do a photo op with you when you're done, so that we can I can do, include that with the information I'm putting out.
thank you.
Thank you.
You deliver?
For a small fee, yeah.
Desi, strategic plan?
Good morning.
Morning.
I did get you guys out a small package, just 2 pieces of paper. We were coming, I believe the plan is to come once a quarter and give an update on where we're at with the strategic plan. Last time Carrie presented, so this time is my turn. So some updates on goal 1, which is excellence in county government. Let's see, for objective 1, we are still working on getting everything updated on the website. That's going very well. All of our forms and everything are already there. Let's see, the commission did approve our partnership with Cornerstone for a learning management system. I will have a call the first week of November with them, a kickoff call to get things rolling with that. And then I'll need to kind of assemble a team with the department heads so that we can make certain that's built out in such a way that each department can use it. And Loanne is working on branding for that platform. For objective 1.3 county workforce, we are still working on succession plans for the department. I'm working on, I've developed a spreadsheet to help identify key roles that might be retiring or being eligible to retire in the next 5 years so that we can work towards developing people for those roles. And we will be building out learning paths within that learning management platform to aid in that, to get people ready to take over those roles. And then our operating hours did change in July. Loanne did a great job of getting that information out in marketing. And then recently she's changed that marketing since the hours aren't new anymore. She's changed that marketing to be an updated look so that it's more apparent that these are going to be our hours from this point forward. So she's gotten those out. Again, our forms are updated on the website. And we are preparing to provide a review to the commission in January on how those new hours are working out. Any questions or comments?
Any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I would just say under objective 1.2 fiscal management, that's probably a little more under Sally's review, but we have gone forward with the Tyler technology, the new system. And so, and then also the, I can't think of the name of the, to put out more information on budgeting and stuff. And I think Sally addressed that at the commissioner forum, that's going to be next on the list. So we're, I think, moving forward in that objective as well.
Thank you for the updates. Any other questions? Thanks.
Thank you.
Will?
Good morning.
Morning.
Mr. Chair. Okay, so I've got two things to present to you again. The first one was the Veterans Room Teams room. And that I did not send out, but that original quote that he provided where we had some questions on the two receivers. I talked to the salesman and he said you need one to receive and one to transmit. So that's why there's those two transmitters. So the bid is correct. So I would ask that we take a look at upgrading the veterans room to a Teams room for a total of $17,881. I know it says 21 on the quote. I don't know if you guys have that or not.
23.
Yeah, 23,478.
That's for the, that's a separate deal. That's
I
for
don't have the other one.
well, it was from the last meeting.
Oh, it's from last week.
It hasn't changed, so I felt like I didn't need to put more information out there. So,
Excuse me, 23,478, is that the one?
Oh,
No,
no, that's
Which one?
for the auxiliary building.
this packet was sitting on in our spots this morning.
Okay,
Oh, the
This
21?
23 is strictly the,
this is a separate proposal or separate quote. The veterans team room should be for 21,645.
Gotcha.
I don't know if you have a copy of that. Okay. At one point, it was in your folder the last meeting, so I didn't resubmit.
Yeah.
The only thing that changed was just me finding out that there's two transmitters and that's normal. Okay, so that was a question. And then, so the Teams room is $17,881 to upgrade for the veterans room. Okay.
So it's the 17 plus the 3176 for the two transmitters?
No, that's
included.
That's if we
made it
do
multiple meetings.
the multiple Zoom, all that kind of stuff. If we stick with just Teams, which has been 99% of the time, and we kind of discussed that last meeting that it probably wouldn't, it can always be added later, but it would probably be not
it.
something we would need.
Mhm.
So there's that first one, and I don't know if we want to have
This
any
is-
questions or anything with that.
No, we're looking at 17,881.
Yeah.
And then you gave us a number of 21,645. What was that?
That was because it had additional peripheral he added, because I said we might want to be able to use Zoom as well. And it's to be able to cross-platform from Teams to Zoom to WebEx, that kind of thing. And we can do that with a laptop. Okay. So we felt like the Teams was the direction that 90% of the meetings that we're in are a Teams meeting. So that's the investigation for the veterans room. Any other questions?
Does anybody have any questions on the veterans room?
Okay.
I guess I was kind of debating at 24,000, give or take. I was kind of debating at it, but now we got a different number, so. I thought the 23,000 was the veterans room, but
No, no, yeah, and I'm sorry. It'd be easier if these weren't huge
yeah, it's all right. I just,
agreements, you know what I mean?
yeah, so
When
now I got,
you get them, it's 10 pages, you know? So, yeah, the 23 is actually for the wire to run in Halliday for the Fuel Master Island, and then upgrading the old Patterson building to cameras and access control. That would be the last building that we currently own, that Dunn County has, that would need any upgrade for access and camera.
I guess since we started talking about that, because we have two numbers on this packet that I received today again. Is that $23,478.32 for both projects?
Yes.
Then what,
They put it as one project, two separate buildings. They felt like that was better for them and for us to do it that way.
what's the 22,549.32? Like 3 pages in,
Page 4.
4 pages in? It's just a big red and it's.
I have no idea why those numbers don't match. It's,
But that would be the 23, that first number, that's for both projects, the
yes,
wire
that's,
total.
because before he had it broke out that there was like a $6,000. That was separate if we wanted to do that separate. I didn't realize he built it into the original as a one project thing. So basically it's 23,478 as far as I can tell. I mean, this quote does give you two different numbers, but that's the number he mentioned.
Your number difference is, the 22,000 does not include shipping and handling.
Oh, is that
Oh,
what it
that's what
says?
it is.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. There you
Oh,
go.
yeah, perfect. Good
Okay.
job.
Yeah, the 929. Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
Okay.
what your difference in numbers are.
Yep. So that, what you see there, the packet that you had when you came in today is for access control and cameras in the print shop or the Patterson building, the blue building, so that we can have key cards and camera surveillance. And then also running network cable from the fuel island in Halliday to the IT room so that they can put a fuel master island in. Okay, so that's what this project entails. You've got the veterans room and that. Okay. Any
Any
questions?
questions?
Mr. Chairman, I think we're probably doing separate, but I would move to approve the AVI quote for the veterans room to upgrade the IT capabilities.
Okay, is there a second? Is there a second?
I'm gonna
There-
second it for discussion.
Okay, motion made by Commissioner Dalzell, second by Commissioner Kleeman, to approve the technology for for ABI for the veterans service room. Any discussion?
I guess, well, isn't that a lot of money to put into a little building, a little room like that?
It is. It is. There's no question about it. The one thing I will say, and obviously I'm not the one selling it, so I'm doing the best I can to kind of
Yeah,
work with the salespeople and say, hey, what's the deal? And also, with Dunn County's best interest at heart. But also I know that you get what you pay for with technology to a certain degree.
Yeah.
There's going to be a markup. AVI is going to make their money. That's part of the deal. But I talked to JLG about it because I asked Zach with JLG, what do they have for Teams rooms? He basically said that's what they have as well. So it is a standard, the Teams room type deal. It's what they use at their home offices. And he said it's very similar. I don't know if it's piece to piece. He said he was going to get back to me. If we want to table this and if you want me to do a little bit of more investigating on, can we get a Teams room with different components that maybe are not Microsoft, we can take a look at that. I don't know whether or not we'd have anybody install it. I don't know if it would be a beneficial investigation, because we might end up finding out that it's going to be roughly the same and we might have to put it all together ourselves. You know what I mean? To save money. So
So you just said earlier a little bit in your conversation, JLG said this is what the same protocol they use in home offices?
yeah, so well, no, like their office
Oh,
in
their
Bismarck
office.
and
Oh,
Fargo,
I was gonna say,
because I
hopefully we
asked them,
get
I
something
go,
better than a home office.
well, I asked Zach, I go, what do you guys put in for what is the latest spec?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, what are you talking? And I said, Teams Room. And he said, well, that's what we have at JLG. So, you know, it's what they cost, I guess. So it is a lot though. I'm not going to deny that.
What actually is gonna be in that room? What changes are gonna be? I guess.
So as I've never used one, but from what I've been told, okay, it's a touch screen, okay, like what we have, but an updated version. There's a Microsoft Teams computer or something that handles all the meetings, and they tie it into the camera. There'll be either one or two cameras, I think one. They'll tie it in, and then the audio. And what happens is, instead of having to hook up a laptop or present or call in, if you schedule it, the Teams room, you schedule the meeting room itself, and on your Outlook or whatever, you come in and you just say accept, and it connects, does everything. So there's no plugging in and peripheral and all that kind of stuff. You just accept the meeting and it will start, and the Teams room will project and join the meeting. That's basically what it does.
So in other words, it'd be probably just one person running that? Or are you talking about 10, 12 people in there?
Oh, it can be however many you want. So how do I explain this better? Currently, if we're going to have a Teams meeting in that room right now, okay, we have to have a laptop plugged in at the desk, and the audio runs through the laptop. The video camera runs through the laptop, so they can only see a certain portion of the people at the counter. And not that that's the end all be all, but that's kind of what we have to do. And it has to feed through the HDMI, and it goes in, and you connect, and then it projects to the TV. If we had this set up, all we would do is push a button, and it would take care of all the extra stuff. Okay. What we're trying to do is make it more user friendly for everybody that uses that room, because we have a lot of IT problems with that room. People come in, they bring their own laptop, and they have problems. And then Luann or Sally or whoever gets kind of called in, like, emergency, we've got a problem with the IT, and they can't present. And that becomes an issue for the people around that room. So
We have to provide a laptop that'll work.
right. And that's what we've done, is because of our firewall, because of the connectivity with laptops, you can't just bring any laptop in and connect, because the firewall says no. So the laptop is there already as a fix, and this would further make it more user friendly. The other thing that we've talked about, and the commission kind of proposed, that was a bigger meeting room with Teams. Now I brought that up to the building committee, with maybe potentially designing a future office space with that bigger room, maybe 30 to 35 people. You know what I mean? Like, we've got maybe a need for that. And that Teams was the direction that we would go. It would cost the same amount. I guess my recommendation as building manager is that we try that. I mean, we use the veterans room for meetings a lot, and it wouldn't be the worst investment in my mind to try the Teams room there to see what we think, if we ever wanted to expand for meeting rooms in the future. But that's just my recommendation for the commission.
Mr. Chairman, I know we've had this conversation before about the technology and the AVI, but I think basically, and I think Lisa could speak to that, they're really the only option right now that we can get to to do this, type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to the city of Dickinson for one, okay? They don't use AVI, but they have a whole IT department that's staffed with multiple people that they run their commission meetings, they do all that stuff. So they have on-staff people. For us, where we're at, I don't think that's an option, and I think that AVI is the next best thing.
Do you want to, can you come up, Lisa, please?
Just to add to Will's presentation, when we first added on here in the courthouse and remodeled, Polycom units were the gold standard, and that's what that room has, a Polycom unit. That's what I had in the court system. That has since been moved away. It's too expensive to use a Polycom system. It's cumbersome. Like you said, you have to have all the tools in place for everything to work correctly. So the way technology is moving, Polycom systems are out, and Zoom rooms, Teams rooms, that's the gold standard now. So that's just kind of how it is. I mean, whether you like it or not, you're looking at 10 years. I can tell you from the court system and then all the components I have in there, we're talking 10 years is the end of life or less. So maybe every 6 to 10 years, we're probably going to have to go through this if technology keeps advancing, which it more than likely will.
I was kind of debating on waiting until we build that big Teams room for this technology, but I see both sides of it.
We're a long way from getting that room.
Yeah.
We are, and even if we did, then they could connect too. Do you know what I mean? Like you could have the same meeting in two different places if you
Oh,
didn't,
yeah.
if you needed extra overflow. I mean, there are advantages of having components that talk together or talk to one another. So
Is our bid still good here?
say that again.
I was just wondering if our bid was good because it said for 15 days and that was September 27th.
We're good. Yeah, I'm very confident that we're fine, based on my conversations with the sales rep.
I'm not against it. I just would like a bigger area.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking. Now, I wouldn't even mind it in here
right.
if it would work in here. So when you do have a bigger meeting, you could, we got room in here for people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've already, and there hasn't been a date, but we are gonna upgrade this room. That was approved the last time with cameras that follow and different things like that. That was the recommendation of AVI at that time. And because we already have the components and we're pretty much running a Teams setup, that they would change a couple of the things. So, and I'm not 100% up to speed on the latest, greatest. I'm going off of what the salesmen tell me is the direction of where to go. So
How much training goes along with this?
how much training do we
Goes
get?
along to be able to run this?
Oh, as much as we want to ask the people that install and as much as the
Is neat.
time that we donate to it is what we would get out of it. And usually I spend a couple hours talking to the guy and getting a rundown. And we did discuss if we ever did upgrade that we would include training for commission room. And if we decide to do the veterans, I'm sure that could be included. So
Any other discussion?
Mr. Chairman, so if this gets approved, what kind of time frame are we looking at?
I wish I could tell you. It's kind of been, well, let's look at the past history. I can't remember what date we approved the commission room, but that hasn't happened.
Right.
It's been approved and sent and they're aware of it.
Right.
So that hasn't happened. And I get the same story. We're waiting on parts or equipment. And so as much as I want to say that AVI is the way to go, understand that we're at the whim of AVI for all the installs. I mean, they just finished the Manning
Mm-hmm.
and weed department building. So I'm not giving them a rave review on how they handle things after we accept a bid. That's just the way it is.
So if they're waiting on parts, the parts are,
For the commissioner.
For the commission room.
That's
Okay.
just what I'm told.
You know, we could have a technology change before they get them all.
Well, yeah, that's sort of my concern, and the fact that we're waiting on parts is even more concerning, that we're buying something that isn't even readily available.
Right.
That's very concerning.
I don't know. And they might have it and they might have it in the corner somewhere. I don't know I can call them and get back with you guys about timeline. So.
Any other discussion? Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Marsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Dolzall,
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton,
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman,
No.
Commissioner Beener.
Yes. Motion carried. The second part, because that motion was just for the veterans room.
Veterans room. Yep.
Any discussion on the other two projects? Any discussion? Yeah. Hearing none. Thank you, Will.
Okay, I also have one other thing. I wanted to wait until this was done. The building committee was approached by JLG during the design phase to do a site survey of the sheriff building. It does include that whole block, so it's the park, the gunsmith shop, and Joanne's embroidery business. So I've got signatures for that. It is gonna be $4,800 to do a survey. I wanted to present that to see if that is something that the commission would approve so that they can survey and do more in-depth plans for the building next door. And I have that today. I just got it signed, just got some emails. So if you do want to take a look at it, I have it. So it was given to us as a request from JLG to get this done.
Any discussion?
So do you need a motion? How much did you say?
$4,800 is what it shows for a site survey. Yeah.
So you have all the signatures from
I
the
have the signatures from,
people that would be affected?
yes, the people that would be affected. It's not a legal signature. It's just signifying that, they can walk around and
Permission.
not be trespassing, basically.
We can only give that on our property, can't we?
What's that?
We can only give that authority on our property we own.
Yeah.
right?
Right, but I did
We're
have
just asking.
signed signatures that just say that they acknowledge that survey is, that they.
They're okay
give
with
them.
that?
Yeah.
Any discussion? Entertain a motion?
I would make a motion to approve the $4,800 for JLG
It's for Highlands and.
or Highlands
Highlands.
Engineering.
Yeah.
For site survey.
There a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Marsh, seconded by Commissioner Dolzall to approve the $4,800 to Highlands Engineering for the surveying. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Marsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Dolzall,
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton,
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Beener.
Yes, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Will.
Didn't approve this one for the gas.
Kirsten and Chris,
Nobody brought it up.
nobody made a motion.
Oh, I didn't know.
You want to make a motion?
I'd make a motion that we do it.
Hi.
Oh, Will? Sorry, guys, can we? Commissioner Kleeman didn't realize we needed to make a motion on that, the 23,000 for the other
Oh,
two projects.
okay.
I'd make a motion, we go ahead and do it.
Is there a second?
No second.
Motion made by Commissioner Kleeman, second by Commissioner Pelton to approve the $23,478.32 for the holiday shop in the Kilder Patterson building for the ABI technology. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Marsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Dalzell.
Yes.
Commissioner
Yes.
Pelton, Commissioner Kleeman, Commissioner Beener.
Yes, motion carried.
Thank you. And I will get back to you about AVI's schedule for these rooms. That's one of the calls I'll make.
Let's put a little pressure on them.
Oh, I have, but I'll
Especially
do a
this
little bit
one.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Sorry. No.
Oh, you're back.
Hello. First off, I want to welcome Chris to our team. She has been running all over the state here the last couple of months. So she missed the last commission meeting. So this is her first time giving an agent update, but we're happy to have her on our team as our family and community wellness agent. You started in June, correct? End of June. So yeah. Some things that I have been working on. We just came off a 4-H week. We had the clover out in Killdeer that people could go and find and take a picture with. We had a couple of yard signs all over, and coloring pages went to our elementary classes. The 4-H, we just had a 4-H council meeting. We set our dates for our achievement days for 2025. Those are August 4th, 5th, and 6th this next year. We set a date for our 4-H breakfast, that's February 9th. And then we also set a date for our Christmas party this year. That is in December. We have our legislative update for District 26 coming up on October 25th in Watford. Something that we've been working with Sarah Dutenhefner on is our safety day coming up in the elementary in Killdeer. We're having Killdeer and Twin Buttes come over and have a safety day. We're going to have different entities come in and talk about safety at different booths to 3rd through 6th graders. So really excited about that. As on the A&R side of things, we are responding to the wildfires. We're in charge of the reporting, the extension offices. Our county wasn't hit as or impacted as much as McKenzie and Williams County, but we're still in charge of reporting for Dunn County. And we also have a lot of resources available too. So if you hear of anybody that needs those resources, please send them our way. I've been on the Dollars Diversity and Direction Planning Committee. That is over in Dickinson, and it is more geared towards crops. So we have quite a few producers that go over for that that program there. So I've been on that planning committee. You'll hear more about that soon. And then our All Ag Conference is November 5th, 6th, and 7th this year. So we will be out of the office.
All right, and we're taking Sarah with us today. So, I spent my first few weeks, I met with all the city commissions to see what they felt they needed, kind of reintroduced what the position is. I think it's a lot has been added to it. It's not just canning and gardening.
Yeah, sorry, talking to Mike, thank you.
It's not just canning and gardening, it's mental health, it's leadership, there's 6 different areas now that work through FCW. So I've met with the schools, the nursing home, Legacy, all the commissions, and then just people in general as to what they are interested in, would like to see for education to make well-rounded, healthy communities. I did a hidden in plain sight at the school, at the high school. It's parents' education on vaping, and I was with Southwest District Health for that. Went over way better than I thought it would. I was kind of excited. We met one-on-one with close to 100 parents and met with like a 5 to 10 minute spiel, and it was a bedroom, just things that they can see in their kids' bedrooms that they can look at, and it might not be what they think. They were wonderful to work with. They've asked us to come to the elementary in February for parent-teacher conferences, so that was kind of cool. We did coffee with candidates. Thank you too for coming. We did it at Legacy Lodge on Hilltop, and just kind of a simple forum about our candidates. They got to ask questions. need to take care of the Dollar General. That's what came out of that one. That was kind of cute.
Yeah, that was a big issue.
It was a big issue. Um, things I have coming up is I'm going to be offering a Nourish class. That's for people 50 and up, and it's just looking at nutrition and physical activity that you can do to reduce risk of developing chronic disease. And then kids cooking class, I'm going to try and do an after school. I'm looking for, kind of got to figure out where I want to do that one in Kildare so they can walk down after school. And it's just your basics of cooking, how to make your own snacks, what to pay attention to in the kitchen. The school has asked me to come and do NDSU's vaping curriculum for their 7th grade health classes. So the first week in December, I'll be in health class for a week. And I actually have a guest speaker who's going to come who has popcorn lung from it. So that'll be a good thing for them to see and share. And next week, I start my life coach training for pre-diabetes prevention it's a nationwide program. So we're good.
Very busy.
That's all I know.
Any questions?
How about you, Mr. Cleveland?
Still like this better than teaching?
On the microphone. I do like it. I like that I get to pick. I like that I get to get the different age groups. I've had blast at the nursing home. We did a little paint and sip thing and it was fun to visit with them. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
No, last
Great.
time you left because you wanted to go teaching.
I did. I'm old now, Bob.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good job, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sarah?
Oh, how is everyone today?
Good. How
I
about
have
you?
an exciting announcement.
Yeah.
The Grasslands Area Forest Service announced this morning that the Elkhorn is 100% contained.
Yay.
Wow. Good
Right?
deal.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Very good.
So that is good news, but that goes into, it's not on the agenda, but Commissioner Beener did sign the emergency declaration for the total burn ban, but the entire commission needs to approve that. So it's out of the emergency status. So
I'd so move that we sign that.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Pelton, seconded by Commissioner Kleeman, to sign the burn ban. Is there any discussion? Any discussion?
as the weather improves and conditions change, then we can definitely reevaluate. We've had firemen out
Well,
quite a bit.
any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried.
And then the next thing that is on the agenda is the LEOP, which is the Local Emergency Operations Plan. The LEPC has reviewed that and approved it, but they are not the official approver. So I tried to share it in the energy cloud with all of you, but I don't know if you got it. So that didn't work.
Anybody?
I know that Craig and Joanne have physically seen it. I've given that to them.
So, Mr. Chairman, is there any change to what we normally do?
No, not really. It's based on the ESF numbers that is federally, it matches more with the federal plans. It's a little easier for
Like layman?
yeah, it's a little easier to read than previous drafts, but that's just how my mind works. And then we will add as we move forward, we will continue to add annexes, which are specifics for like flood response, let's say active shooter, like a major farm accident. We had that training that we did at the rodeo ground, so it would incorporate the trainings from that. So we have specifics that we can just go to like a 2-page instruction. So
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the LEOP draft as Sarah
Presented.
presented.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Dolzall, second by Commissioner Marsh to approve the LEOP draft as presented by Sarah. Is there any discussion?
So, Mr. Chairman, so Sarah, how often does that get updated?
It needs to be reviewed at least every, I think it's 3 to 5 years, but should also be reviewed if there's a major incident in the county.
Okay, thank you.
Any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. I do have one other thing, Sarah. We've had
Yes,
talk about trying to make a resolution for the hunting season.
yes.
We tried that a couple of years ago, if I
We
remember
did.
correctly. Can you kind of fill us in so people know?
So 3 years ago, we had similar situation as far as fire hazard. And there was a resolution that was drafted and sent to
By the commission.
by the commission, yep, and sent to the state, and the state denied the request. Then North Dakota Game and Fish then reached out to Ryan Hauk, West Dunn Fire Chief, and myself to do more of a advertising campaign on how to be, responsible when you're driving out in the country. So I've tried to already start incorporating those kind of campaign posts again on my Facebook page.
Is there any other county in Western?
Not that I know of, but I could be mistaken.
Well, Craig and I went out looking at roads on Sunday. And there was 2-track trails, cars just going up and down them, no fez nothing. It's
There's
crazy.
a lot of traffic out there that is not related to agriculture, hunting, or anything. I'm just gonna say that.
Well, I just wish we would have, I talked to you about it too, and
Yep.
I wish we'd have talked to the other counties and got something put together.
I mean, we still
to-
can.
I mean, I just think the way it is right now, it's dangerous out there. One little spark and the whole country can go up. Yesterday, we'd had a fire.
There was one this morning.
Yeah, there was
West
one,
Dunn was paged out this morning.
but
It wasn't in their jurisdiction though, so they got to.
Is it worth talking to the other emergency managers to see what other counties' thoughts are?
Can.
Mr. Chairman, I think let's resurrect those videos that were done. I mean, that's what we have available right now. Let's just have
Push hard.
people put them back out there. I mean, there's a lot more than just people running up and down those section lines too. There's a lot of other things happening that we're not going to be able to stop by any resolution. So
Oh,
it's just the hope that people are paying attention.
try to make people aware.
Yep. I mean, people are throwing cigarettes out. There's not a darn thing you can do about that. They're
No.
just not smart enough to figure that out.
At least we're trying to educate and try to
Right.
do what we can to
I
get.
just think if we do something like that, it would, at least we've tried.
Yeah, but we tried last time and
I
we
know,
were shut
but
down like,
State shots.
it
When you-
did not go well.
When you try things like that, it takes, every
Yeah.
county.
And anything we do is gonna affect everybody, not just the.
Well,
Mhm.
and it wouldn't hurt to affect everybody because everybody should be aware.
Yeah.
Right, but
You haven't stopped here every day doing what you're doing.
Well, yeah, I have. I don't drive around anymore. I saddle my horse. And these flares and stuff that are burning on days like yesterday, then they should be turned down. I don't care.
so there was a voluntary,
yep.
voluntary flare shutdown on the 5th. Yeah, the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
I know Governor Burgum brought that up in his press conference that they did have voluntary flare shutdown that day that was fairly significant as far as participation. So
Any other discussion? Okay, thank you.
Sarah. Yep.
On to the vouchers.
I'd make, first of all, I'm gonna ask, what the bus? 36,000. Do what? Trailers. Trailers. What's Randy Construction? Oh, Randy Schmidt, okay,
Small projects.
okay, yep. Well, I'd make a motion to approve the vouchers.
Is there a second?
A second.
Motion made by Commissioner Kleeman, second by Commissioner Pelton to approve the vouchers. Any discussion? Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Marsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Dalzell,
Yes.
Commissioner Pelton,
Yes.
Commissioner Kleeman,
Yes.
Commissioner Beaner.
Yes, motion carried.
Motion to adjourn.
There a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Kleeman, seconded by Commissioner Dolzall to adjourn. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, meeting adjourned.
I know what my one job.
You do a good job making that motion. I look at you and you just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.